Hey guys, this is Jynnette with Inner Sun Alchemy, here to give you your tarot forecast for the month of January 2018. And this is going to be for the sign of Cancer, which is my sun sign. Thank you guys so much if you've been watching me for the past couple months. I really do appreciate the support, and Happy New Year. Oh my goodness, I'm really excited for what this year has in store for all of us, but obviously for me as well too. I am currently taking bookings for the 2018 year forecast. You guys have been amazing in terms of reaching out to me for bookings in December, so thank you so much. And also thank you so much for the referrals. Like that, I really do appreciate. But I am continuing to do those because, you know, we're still starting the year. There's still plenty to know and to plan for. So reach out to me. You can do a tarot forecast, an astrology forecast, or a combination of both. So it'll be an hour for either tarot or astrology, or you can do 2 hours total at a discount price. And you can book your session on my website, innersunalchemy.com. If you're not already following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and on Facebook. Just search Inner Sun Alchemy and I will pop up. I do weekly tarot and astrology forecasts, as well as spiritual guidance for those of us who consider ourselves to be light workers. I also do posts about upcoming events where I'm teaching or channeling or what have you, so be sure to pay attention to that as well if you want to see me in person. But yeah, so this video, like I said, is for Cancer. If you have a rising sun or moon, it's going to be most relevant if you have a Cancer rising sign, and then secondarily so for the sun sign. Less so for the moon. So just make sure that you watch all of the videos in that order. If you don't know your rising sign, if you know your time of birth, you can get that at, you can do a free natal chart on cafeastrology.com. If you don't know your time of birth, just use your sun sign and that's fine. All right. Without further ado, let's get into your reading. It's enough intro talking. All right, so if you watched the last video, you know that I changed up the layout and the format for the readings compared to what I was doing originally. So in preparation for all of the signs, I did pull an oracle card for everybody, and then I have the underlying energies. So underlying energies for all of us is the Mission of the Soul card. And this makes perfect sense because with all of the massive changes that happened last year, particularly in the last quarter of 2017, when we had, you know, which kicked off with the solar eclipse that went across the US, Jupiter moving into Scorpio, and then all of this beautiful Saturn energy that came in right at the end of December. The shift has been from healing and releasing all those things which do not serve, and reorienting ourselves to the future and what the new path, what the new mission of our soul is going to be, and having to discern that and to create from that space. So I love that this is an overarching energy for everyone this month, all signs, because this is confirming the energy that I have been receiving in my own personal divination work, but also just when I do work for all the other signs. So that's amazing. Now for Cancer energy specifically, you got the Free Will card. This is great because this speaks to learning and really, I guess, coming to a deeper understanding that when you are truly in alignment with your soul and your spirit and your consciousness and your physical body, when all of that is lined up, your quote-unquote personal will is and becomes, or is an emanation of divine will. And I think that's what you are tasked to be aware of and to practice living this month. Okay, so understanding what this concept of free will is and what it's not, and what it looks like now at this point of your life, and that's a beautiful thing to be stepping into. And that's from my oracle deck, the Brawl-to-Lay. Now, for the guidance for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy, I pulled cards from the Rider-Waite deck. For the Divine Masculine, you have the Four of Wands. Divine Feminine, you have the Page of Wands. Now, you can take this in a gender context, so man and woman, or however you choose to represent yourself. But I would say, especially if you're watching my channel, you should really be paying attention to the messages of both, because the divine feminine energy for me represents the soul, divine masculine represents consciousness itself. So for divine masculine, your message is the Four of Wands, and this speaks about celebration and coming to a place of completion and stability in your spirit. This also speaks to communion and relation with a soulmate, also possibly a twin flame, whether that's actually an outside person, or if, because this is fire is a spirit element, if this is speaking about the process of twin flame alchemy within your own beingness, because we all, have divine masculine, divine feminine energy within. So this speaks, I'm really getting the sense of like a graduation has happened in the spirit for you. So I celebrate you for that, for the work that you've been, doing and putting out, because this is now going to be the beginning for your ability to start shifting the power that you have in the spirit into physical manifestation. Now, for the divine feminine, you have the Page of Wands, which talks about receiving messages. And again, since this is fire, this is about receiving messages from the spirit and having a co-creative process now in terms of how you create and how you live. Whereas before it just might have been like under the surface basic intuition that you naturally operate from. This seems to be a more conscious integration. This also can be a call for you to speak over your own life, to speak things into existence and really start leveraging the spiritual power that you have moving forward. But all in all, it's a very kind of vibrant and positive energy for you. So I'm excited. Yay. Now here at the bottom, I pull cards from the from the Thoth deck. I apologize. And this is a blind spot spread in relation to you and the divine, how the universe is operating for you in the month of January. And you're showing up as you are, as this Chariot energy. So again, I don't know if you can see in this card, like it has the two poles for the Chariot that holds up the covering, similar to this Four of Wands card here. So that, again, to me is speaking to that graduation ceremony. Basically, you coming into the true essence of what the energy of the zodiac sign of Cancer truly is, which is really all about the alchemy of being able to hold and control both the light and the dark aspects, neither of them being better or worse than the other, but just as they are, being able to cultivate the wisdom from those aspects and move forward. And basically this also speaks to having access to the Holy Grail, or the true power of the soul, in your ability to manifest. And the power of Cancer as a yin energy is that it attracts things to it as opposed to going out to get something. So what you should find, if you remain in your center, you will be magnetizing a lot more abundance, prosperity, love, peace, joy, all the things to you this month, okay? And that, in case you're wondering, like, if you're quote unquote doing this whole thing right, quote unquote, that's how you'll know, especially as a Cancer rising specifically, but also Cancer sun. Now, what you're going to be shifting into is this King of Cups energy. In this deck, it's called the Knight of Cups, but it's King. And this is about taking this power, this Holy Grail energy, and shifting into a new space of spiritual and soul consciousness, an ability to, again, leverage and make use of the energy to create things in the physical realm, as well as open up new things for you in the spirit. Now, what's actually of help to you from the universe, surprisingly enough, is the Eight of Swords. Now, you wouldn't think that this would be something that would be helpful, but what it does speak to is it reminds you that when things can kind of spin, or when you start to get overwhelmed with your thoughts or your emotions, to come back to center and come back to the peace. And that's going to be an indication for you of how much you are sitting in alignment with your Cancer energy versus not. And when you can sit in the peace, you can receive downloads directly. Ultimately, where you're going to be moving towards, or where the universe is shifting you towards, is the Hierophant card, or the High Priest card. This could literally be going on a journey of ordination or initiation into some kind of spiritual path, or the opening up of your spirituality and spiritual abilities if this hasn't really been something that has been on your radar recently. This also does speak to your belief systems in general, so this can shift the core mental and emotional programs from which you have been operating. Like maybe that actually is what is being completely excavated and completely reoriented and reprogrammed for the month. Regardless, it is a month of expansion. You definitely will not be the same person moving forward, which I'm sure you already can feel and can tell. So, kudos to you for that. And yeah, ride the wave. But I'm definitely getting, a sense of graduation and a coming into mastery of that energy. All right, Cancer. So that is your reading for the month of January 2018. I love it. Yay us. Again, if you would like to book a 2018 year forecast, you can do so on my website, innersunalchemy.com. And be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel to support. Thank you. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook at innersunalchemy.com. Have a phenomenal month. It looks like you will. I love you so much, and I'll see you in February, okay? Bye.